Hello students, today we are here with our worksheet number 19 from Directorate of Education, that is from your chapter Electricity. In the last worksheet we discussed about the Ohm's law, and today we discuss here about resistance and on which factor it depends and what is resistivity and the daily life applications of resistivity. So let's move with me. Let's go. First, the resistance. The property of a conductor to resist the flow of charges through it. So it resists the flow of charges through a conducting wire, that is resistance. And Ohm's law we study in our last worksheet, that is V is directly proportional to I. It means when we increase the amount of a current through a conducting wire, the resistance potential difference across its ends also increases. Now let's move on to the factors on which resistance depend. So student, it is the answer of your first question. Resistance depends upon the fourth factors: length, area of cross sections, nature of material and the temperature. How it changes with the length, student? With the length, resistance is directly proportional. It means when we increase the length of a conducting wire, resistance also get increases. It means the longer wire has the greater resistance than the short wire. And with the area, it is inversely proportional. Resistance is inversely proportional, students, with the area. It means a thick wire has less resistance than a thin wire. Next is the nature of material, student. Insulator is more resistance than conductor. And the last one is our temperature. Resistance increases with the temperature. As we increase the temperature, resistance also increase. So these are our four factors on which resistance depend, and this is our sum up formula. That is, R is directly proportional to L, R is inversely proportional to area, and here R is equals to rho L upon A. What is rho here, student? Rho is our resistivity. Now let's move on to the resistivity. What is resistivity, students? Resistivity is numerically equal to the resistance of a conductor of unit length and unit area of cross section. And what is the unit of resistivity, students? The unit of resistivity is ohm meter. What is the unit? That is ohm meter. That is the ohm meter, and it doesn't depend upon the length and area, it only depends upon the temperature and the nature of the substance. And what is the SI unit? That is ohm meter. Here the value of resistivity are given to you. Resistivity of the silver is given here. Resistivity of the tungsten is given here. Resistivity of glass is also given here. So by these value you can conclude that resistivity of a metal is more than resistivity of your alloy and then resistivity of your insulator. So by these values we can go to a conclusion. And what is the conclusion, student? That the resistivity of the insulator is higher than all. Resistivity of insulator is higher than the alloy, and alloy's resistivity is higher than that of a conductor. These are the values we got from there. Okay, then what are the daily life applications, student? First is our metals and alloys have low resistivity. Metals and alloys have low resistivity in the range of 10 raised to power minus 8 to minus 6, and they are good conductor of electricity. So metals and alloy have low resistivity. Secondly, they are the good conductors, so they are used in the transmission lines. Got it? This is the answer of your third question, students. Okay, why the transmission lines are made up of the copper. Got it? Fourth question is here, what is the range? What is the range of the conductor? So this is the answer of your fourth question. Okay, 10 raised to power minus 8 meter to 10 raised to power minus 6 meter. Next is our insulator that have resistivity of the order 10 raised to power 12 to 10 raised to power 17 ohm meter. For example, rubber and glass. And the last one is alloys. Student, alloys have the higher resistivity than that of the constituent metal. So they are used for the heating devices. So this is the answer of your Fifth question, why alloys are used in heating devices? Why? Because they have higher resistivity and they can't oxidize at given temperature easily. Got it? Now the most important and typical question of this worksheet is our question number 2. A wire of length L and resistance R is stretched to get the radius of cross section half. Radius get half and we have to calculate the new resistance. So let's move with me. We solve it very easily. Second question is here our. This is a wire length L1, radius R1, and when it got stretched, student, its length gets increases and radius gets half. We have to find the new resistance after stretching. We know that R1, that is the resistance of that wire, rho L1 upon A. A means pi R1 square. And for that wire, student, R2 equals to rho L2 upon pi, radius got half, R upon 2 square. So R2 from here, students, rho L2 upon pi R square into 4. Now we have to maintain a relation between R2 and R1. So we take the ratio of R2 and R1. New resistance is R2 upon R1. R2 is here, rho L into 4 R1 equals to rho L1 upon pi R1 square. R2 equals to rho for rho L1 upon pi R1 square. So by this we get L2 equals to 4L1. So R new is rho 4 rho L1 upon pi R1 that is 4 rho L1 upon pi R1 square into 4. It means new resistance of a stretch wire equals to 16 R1, that is equals to R1. Got it, student? When we stretch the wire, when its radius gets half, the new resistance will be the 16 times of the old one resistance. Okay. Let's move back to our worksheet. I think this worksheet is clear up to you. What is resistance? What are the factors on which resistance depend? What is resistivity and daily life application? And you got the answers of all the questions. If you like that worksheet, please like, share our channel and subscribe to get the first notification up to you. Thank you.